Hello, this is my film review for the film Eddie the Eagle. This is definitely one of the best films I've seen in a long time. It's a great feel-good film. It shows the life story of Eddie Edwards as he struggles to fulfill his dream of going to the Olympic Games. I have watched an interview of Eddie about this film, and he says the film is about 50% accurate to his real life, although some of the events are slightly out of sequence. There were reports earlier that it would only be about 5% accurate to his life, but he said it's more like 50%. So a bit of creative licensing was taken, but not too much. Now, I love this film right from the opening scene all the way through to the closing credits. I thought it was really good, held my engagement the whole way through, and there are some really funny moments in there. Now, I went to see it with Steve, who you may remember from previous review videos, and he was laughing quite loudly at some point. It just shows there are some really good funny moments in there. But at the same time, as well as the funny moments, there are quite a few emotional moments in there as you see him struggle and then triumph to make it to the Olympic Games. He was never after a gold medal. He knew he wasn't going to get that. He just wanted to go to the Olympics. That was his dream, that was his goal. And this is a really good story about how he did that and how he struggled with everyone telling him he wasn't good enough. His father telling him he wasn't good enough, although in an interview that I've seen he actually says that his father was a bit more supportive than what they show in the actual film, but they changed him a little bit for the storyline. But he had all the other people telling him he's not good enough, he's never going to make it to the Olympics. He had the British Olympic Council telling him he's not good enough. They were portrayed as quite snobbish in the film. I don't know if they really were quite that bad in real life, but they weren't really portrayed as being very nice people, really. It's like you had to be sort of upper class to actually make it to the Olympics, and they really looked down on him in the film. I like to think they weren't as bad as that in real life. But he struggled and struggled and struggled. I thought the casting was a good choice. The characters were very believable. The actor that plays Eddie is called, forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Taron Egerton. Anyway, he's the same person that was actually in the film Kingsmen as the teenager that they recruit, and I didn't actually realise it was the same guy because it's completely different in this to that. So he plays the character very well. I say character, I mean Eddie's a real person. Well, in the film it's sort of a character because it's 50% real, 50% made up. But he played it really well, and so did Hugh Jackman. He played the coach. I've got it written down here. He played the coach Bronson Perry. Now, Bronson's actually is a made-up person. In real life, his coaches were called, forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Chuck Berghorn and John Viscombe. But they're not in the film at all. His coach is made up by his fictional character, Bronson Perry. Now, I keep looking at my paper. I did actually try writing a script for this one because my other film reviews I've sort of just made it up as I went along. So I've written out a script. I'm actually not sticking to it because I'm like reading it. What have I written? Look at the thing, look at the thing, look at the thing. It's not very organic and fluid, so I'm just using it. I think in the future I'll just write bullet points and then ad-lib it from there. That might work best for my style. Anyway, I thought Hugh did a good job as playing his coach. Now, in other films with Hugh Jackman, I've kind of thought, oh, his character is like not Wolverine, because you're so used to him being Wolverine from the X-Men, and when you see him in anything, you just kind of think, okay, you know, it's Wolverine or not Wolverine. In this one, I didn't actually think of X-Men once. I just thought that's the coach. He is coaching Eddie, and that's it basically. You know, he was that character, even though it was a fictional character, teaching a real person. Like I say, I really, really did like this film. It did have my attention right from the very, very beginning, right to the end. It had me gripped all the way through. At no point did I feel there was any low moments or any moments where I thought, oh, you know, when's this bit going to end? You know, when are we going to move on to the next bit? I really, you know, from the pacing was good all the way through. I really liked it. There was never a moment where I thought, oh, this isn't really very good, I'm not enjoying this. It's just, there are a couple of points which I'm going to say weren't perfect. When you're looking at the ski jumps as he's practicing, it comes up in great big letters. It says like 15 metres or 40 metres, 70 metres, 90 metres, and it comes up in huge writing on the screen, and it's not necessary because you know what he's jumping, they tell you, so the writing isn't necessary. And the only other thing which I've got a slight niggle about, when he's going down the slope really quickly, they're doing like an extreme close-up of his face, like that, with the goggles on obviously. I just felt that wasn't really necessary, but that's tiny minor detail. I'm being really picky here. I'm not gonna say the film was perfect, so I'm not going to say any film is perfect. I'm going to find fault with every film I watch. It's just in my nature. So those two little things, but other than that, it's really good film, and I highly recommend you watch it. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling blue, go and watch it. It will cheer you up. It is a really good film. There's not a huge amount more I can say about this film, really. I mean, it was all done very well. I've already said the pacing was good, the editing was quite good, the directing was quite good, I thought the cast choice was good. So there's not really a lot I can say to fault it in any way. I actually, I'm glad I went to see it, whereas other films I've gone to see and I haven't really enjoyed them so well. Like I went to see Batman vs Superman. I haven't bothered doing a film review of that. The internet is full of thousands of reviews and I didn't think much of that. But with all the hype of that one and the massive advertising machine, when I went to see that one, the cinema was full up, and I found myself getting bored during that one. With this one, okay, yeah, they have been advertising it, but not as extensively. The cinema had a lot less people in there, which is a shame because it's a far superior film. And I think, and that reminded me of when I went to see Spectre. That was a completely filled up cinema, and I didn't really think much of that, even though it was a high grossing film. That's just because everyone fell for the marketing machine like I did. I don't think it was a particularly good film, but a short time after that I went to see the Malala Yousafzai film and I really enjoyed that, but I was the only person in the cinema. So just because a film has a lot of hype and a lot of advertisement around it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good film, and I think any experienced film critic will tell you that. Anyway, getting back to Eddie the Eagle, it is an emotional film. There are points in it, you really feel for him and his struggle, and then at the end his achievement, he made it to the Olympics and he did his jump and he proved everybody wrong after everyone's constantly telling him, you can't do this, you're no good, and he proved everyone wrong. And it is it's an inspirational true life story. He wanted to do his absolute best. He wasn't, as I said before, he wasn't after gold medals. He just wanted to go out there and do his personal best, and that's what he did. So, good on him. If you are wanting to go to the cinema and you're wondering what to watch, I highly recommend going to watch Eddie the Eagle. It is a really good film. Alright, thanks for watching this film review. Now I will be doing another film review next month. I'm not sure what it will be yet. I've got to wait to see what's out. If you liked this or other videos on my channel, please subscribe or click on the thumbs up. That would be great. And I'll see you later. Bye. Because I had real props, real sets and stuff.
Loads of puppets.
Yeah, everyone knows that.